Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily topic-wise news and editorial analysis, where I'll be covering these two things from two important newspapers, that is the Hindu and Indian Express. So we'll cover the most important editorial and news of the day, and additionally I'll be supplementing the content with some add-on information that can help you in prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with the topic first. Today's topics discussion. Today is 28th of May. The first topic is Pfizer Covid-19 vaccines to be available in India very soon. Second, upcoming BRICS ministerial meeting. This is again a very important virtual meeting that would be held between the BRICS member. Third, RBI global and domestic economic outlook. So what are the results which RBI have forecasted? We'll see the details about it. Second last, Supreme Court has cautioned the Supreme Court on the privacy. The new IT rule has raised several concerns with the IT firms. We'll see what Supreme Court has to say on that. And the last is India dairy sector is in crisis. So this is an editorial from Indian Express talking about the impact of COVID-19 on the dairy sectors. So these are some of the important editorial and news from today's newspaper. Apart from this, at the end of this session, I'll discuss some MCQs question based on current affairs. These would be again helpful for the upcoming prelims examination. So those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Service on YouTube. And if you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up. We'll start our session with the first news of the day, that is Pfizer Covid-19 vaccines to be available in India. Considering the fact that the cases of COVID-19 in India is exponentially has increased in the month of May, although it has drastically decreased now. But if you talk about the first week of May and the last of April, where the cases was reporting none less than 4.2 lakhs a day, 4.2 lakh cases per day. So because of which now government has come to an action and they are looking forward so that the Pfizer vaccine, another vaccine that is available worldwide, may be accessible to India. Right? Important for your general studies paper 2, effects of policies and politics for the developed and developing countries. We'll see what are details coming from this news, what the government of India has clarified about the procurement of vaccines of the Pfizer. So recently the central government have indicated the Pfizer vaccines, this is being manufactured by a US firm Pfizer, and they're expected to be available in India by July 2021. So not on this month also, not in June, even on July. So it will take we have to wait a month to get this vaccines in India. The Niti Aayog member, the member from the health department, they have said VK Paul is leading this team. He has said that the center was in talk with the various vaccine manufacturers and the Pfizer may start supply soon. So other vaccine manufacturers in India include Johnson & Johnson, Moderna. So government is aligning and they should align at the earlier so that India could have mass vaccine and they could vaccinate the people. Now Pfizer have asked for the vaccine indemnity. What is this indemnity? This means that this is a contractual obligation that one party compensate to the loss incurred to the other party due to the intermediary or any party. तो खास करके फाइजर ने यहाँ पे कहा अगर उनको किसी तरह से लॉस होगी if they give supply to in India in that particular bulk, if there is any losses, that would have to be compensated by the government of India, right? So this is called indemnity. Now talking about the other aspect, that is Pfizer vaccine efficacy और उसकी effectiveness की अगर बात करें. So Pfizer, as I told you, is an American pharma giant. They have told that Indian government that जो mRNA vaccine है Pfizer की, that is effective, that is highly effective against the mutant virus that is being found in India, B.1.167. B.1.167 ये जो इंडियन वेरिएंट है इस पे काफ़ी इफेक्टिव है ये इनकी वैक्सीन, ऐसा कहना है Pfizer company, and they have said that Pfizer vaccine has been proven suitable for every age group over 12. So in United States, the people of 16 plus have already been vaccinated. They're working from 12 onwards now, although Pfizer company have confirmed that it can be used above 12 year of age, but as of now government of India is only considering this vaccine for 18 plus people, right? And they require the temperature of 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. We'll see each and every जो vaccines अभी available है market में, we'll see the details about that as well. So first, the vaccination in India, we know that the population of 135 crore population, we have only vaccination that has been done to the fullest is 3.1%. जो total लोग अभी तक vaccinated है, this is subject to the estimation. It is liable to change on a daily basis, but 3.1% majority में अभी तक vaccination हुई है. If we talk about at least one doses of the vaccination, that was done by 11.7%. So this is the result we have as of now. If we talk about 18 plus की अगर बात करें तो 17% 18 plus की जो population है उनको vaccinations दी गई है, and for age 60 plus 42% of the people have vaccinated. For 45 plus 37.2 people have been vaccinated till date. Talking about India vaccination process, it is again very slow, very slow. It has to be drastically increased. If we'll go by this speed, it will take 2.5 plus more year to get India vaccinated done. So this is not the condition. If this would have continued, if this could continue, it can subject to many lot more waves that could impact India severely. So we have to stop this, and to stop this, we have only one option left, that is to vaccinate mass population. Now, there are some COVID-19 vaccines. This is a comparison, like their effectiveness, talking about AstraZeneca, which is already available in India. They have collaborated with Serum Institute of India in India. And the effectiveness is 62 to 90%. Moderna is again an mRNA-based vaccine. This efficacy is 95%. And AstraZeneca vaccine is a viral vector-borne vaccines, right? Now, Pfizer BioNTech, this is an RNA-based. This is again 95% effective against the virus. Now, Galmia Sputnik 5, which is already being aligned in India, and very soon the people would be getting their vaccines with Sputnik. So its efficacy is 92%, right? So this is all about the efficacy of the vaccine present till date. And we have other vaccine in India called Covaxin. Against its efficacy is somewhere close to 90%. Now the other news, upcoming BRICS ministerial meeting. Right. So this is again important. BRICS is something which is important for your prelims examination also. And talking about the mains point of view, this is important from GS paper 2, bilateral, regional grouping and global agreements. So India will chair the virtual BRICS ministerial meeting that is scheduled to be held on 1st of June 2021. And this meeting would be attended by all member countries. जितने भी वहाँ के foreign minister होंगे उन countries के, they would be attending this meeting. This include Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Now BRICS is an influential bloc. अगर बात करें इसके representation की, so it's represent amount to 3.6 billion of the people, these 5 countries, and half of the world population. So you can see, the two important countries, the 3 important countries like Russia, India, and China is something, together they constitute about half of the world population, these 5 countries together. Now the BRICS countries have combined GDP of USD $16.6 trillion, right? So this is how the weightage of the BRICS member countries in the world is. Now, issues of patent waivers for the COVID-19 vaccines, because India and South Africa has always asked for the patent waivers from the beginning. So this meeting will also watched closely to an expression जहाँ पे ये support मांगी गई थी इंडिया और साउथ अफ्रीका की तरफ से कि WTO जो patent rights है उनको waive off करे, and this will definitely give a big boost to the proposal. So the final proposal, which was actually been put in by India and South Africa, would be given a green signal, would be given the final nod. Now about 60 countries have already backed the proposal. पहले भी इस proposal को जब इंडिया साउथ अफ्रीका ने स्टार्ट किया था तो 60 प्लस कंट्री ने अप्रूवल दे दी थी. US has also given its approval, but कुछ ऐसे countries हैं यूरोपियन यूनियन के, वहाँ से अभी भी इनको अप्रूवल मिलनी है. So this at this junction, at this platform, it will play a very crucial role. Now other important issues क्या क्या हैं इस मीटिंग में जो कि डिस्कस होने वाली है. So the meeting will exchange the views on issues like international agendas, including regional conflicts, strengthening the international institutions, countering new challenges and threat, including the COVID-19 as well as cooperation between the BRICS countries. And although China is participating in this, we have a tussle with China on the Galvan Valley, but that is not going to be discussed on this meeting, right? Now, the meeting will also see the course of BRICS summit to be held last year, right? So basically later this year, इस साल के बाद जो भी meeting होगी उसकी क्या agenda set करनी है, that will also be decided in this meeting only. Now India announced its priorities. So India ने अपने कुछ priorities बताई है. Ahead of foreign minister meeting, India announced a priority called BRICS at 15. Already they are celebrating 15 years of inception. So the motto called for cooperation for continuity, consolidation, and consensus. So this is a motto of the BRICS. And India called for reform of the multilateral organization. कुछ मल्टीलैटरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जैसे यूनाइटेड नेशंस है, वर्ल्ड बैंक, WTO, इन सब में रिफॉर्म करने के लिए इंडिया ने अपनी तरफ से पिच किया है. एंड दे आर ऑल्सो लुकिंग टू कम विद द काउंटर टेररिज्म कॉपरेशन ऑन हेल्थ, enhancing people to people ties between the 5 BRIC countries that come together in 2006 and emerged as a major economy, grouping economy. So this is what India has pledged, and India is looking forward to reform all the multilateral forum that it represents. Now, RBI Global and Domestic Economic Outlook. Now, this is again very important when a report which is being published by RBI, which in fact control the monetary policy in the country, their data become very significant and important. So important for your General Studies paper 3, inclusive growth and issues arising from it. So according to the latest report, which was published by the Reserve Bank of India, this was basically an annual report on domestic economic outlook, and they have said that economy again seems to be turned grim. ऐसा कहना है RBI का, और एक्सट्रीम अनसर्टेनिटी है, डाउनसाइड रिस्क अभी भी बने हुए हैं इन इकोनॉमी में, एंड वेरियस पेंडेमिक इन्फेक्शियस सर्ज हैज रिजल्टेड इन दिस particular deterioration of the economy. So the new wave of the COVID-19 infection have severely impacted our economy. Multi-strain of the virus, the slow pace of incoagulation in the several part of the world, specifically would be more concerned about India. Or rather, world के बारे में तो हमें जानना ही है, but we are more concerned about India, how the vaccination is going to drastically increase, because that is the only option left for the people lives as well as revival of the economy. And vaccine protectionism is something which is again very important. Now, annual report highlights, so this report highlights some of the other significant points. So according to the RBI, durable revival of the private consumption and investment would be critical. So this would sustain the economy post-pandemic. So still we are grappling with a situation where we are actually not aware whether India could have third wave or not. So first and foremost point should be that we need to prepare ourselves for the third wave, and gradually we have to also work towards a post-pandemic revival. And it is also expected कि जो global crude oil की prices है that remain volatile, जो बहुत सारा उसमें volatility होती है, so it is again a volatile issues that has to be taken care of. And the RBI has cautioned the demand-supply imbalances that could continue exert pressure on the prices of pulses and edibles oil. So you see the edibles oil prices has drastically increased. Talking about any edible oil like mustard oil, refined oil, their price has increased during this lockdown. So like 50 rupees to 80 rupees has increased. So this is something which would impact a lot more poor people who cannot afford that price. Now, concerns about bad loan. So if RBI releases its report, it is but obvious that they would talk about the NPA, non-performing assets. So bank has asked closely to monitor the bad loans and prepare high provising of the wake during the second wave. And recently the Supreme Court has ordered lifting the ban on classification of the non-performing assets. Right, so this is something Supreme Court ने भी ये कहा था कि इसकी classification होनी चाहिए. And the waiver of the compound interest on the loan account that has opted for a moratorium on March till August. Right, so government has provided a moratorium so that it do not put stress on the financial health. And RBI has also stated that the gross non-performing asset ratio for the scheduled commercial bank has declined to 6.8%, and the by end of the December 2022 from 8.2% in March 2020. So these are some of the data. I mean, this percentage would not be relevant for you, but you have to understand how the measures was taken by Government of India and even the RBI, so that they're containing the NPA issues as well. Now, Supreme Court has cautions the government on privacy. So this is again something which is important for your general studies paper 2 in mains paper. Structure, organization and functions of judiciary. So this is with regards to the new IT rule which has come into effect from Tuesday onwards. So it says the prohibitions to many things. It calls for the ethical code. We'll see what Supreme Court has cautioned on the part of privacy. So this can again be an important point for your prelims examination in the polity section. So make sure you read it out. Now, after the new IT rule which come into action, the Supreme Court has classified government should ensure कि जो privacy है एक individual की that should not be invaded. और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये ऑर्डर दिया था जहां पे ट्रैकेबिलिटी शुड बी रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू स्पेसिफिक सर्कमस्टांसेस. इससे पहले 2019 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक जजमेंट दी थी जिसको यूज करते हुए ही गवर्नमेंट ने ये लॉ बनाया था, राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट रूल्स, दैट कंप्लाई द encrypted social media platform to disclose the identity and also caution the centers for doing anything that amounts to individual privacy, right? So individual privacy को maintain रखते हुए अगर कोई चीज़ national security को threat करती है, so the encrypted message can be shared with Government of India. Now, concerns by Supreme Court after this new rules which was applicable recently. So on September 24, 2019, hearing was filed, the petition was filed by the Facebook, and the top court shows the deep concern over the utilization of social media in committing the crime. So specifically talking about Facebook, it has become a platform where many criminal exploited turns weapons, drug and contraband activities has been used. Many adult content and pornographic content has also been seen by the Supreme Court, and they are definitely considering it to make it a platform where these things can be banned. Hate and violence should not be shared through this virtual platform. This is what the Supreme Court has to say, and Supreme Court is more concerned about this. And the court has also said that some messages on the social media eventually threaten the national sovereignty as well. So we have to monitor it. We have to filter it. Accordingly, the government has made the law, but this law should be in compliance with the right to privacy as well. Now, conclusion, how we can conclude about all these rules that is applicable, because many tech giants like Twitter, Facebook and Google are not adhering to this rule. They're skeptical about the rule. So what can be the conclusion? So regulation is an important place in the liberal democracy. However, एक environment बनाने की ज़रूरत है where people are sensitive to content. एक regulatory mechanism, this has been done by the IT Act, new IT Act, with a strong government intervention between the operational nightmare and hampers the creativity and freedom of expressions. So we have to maintain a balance so that the tech giants can also perform, the user can also perform, and even the right to privacy has to be a pivotal, considering the fact that any content which is not in sovereign with the national unity, that should be strictly banned. Now, India's dairy sector is in crisis. So this editorial has been written by S. Mohan Kumar, and he talks about what government can do so that this sector, which is already being in stress for 1.2 years, what best can be done to revive this sectors. So we'll understand that, talking about importance. So this can be important for your general studies paper 2. Also, this can help in general studies paper 3. Right. So before I start the discussion, let me just tell you what are the issues that I'm going to discuss under this editorial. So first, talking about this theme, this editorial की क्या theme है? It talks about the impact of lockdown on the dairy sector and its revival. And these are the subheads upon which I will be discussing. So first is the lockdown impact on the dairy sector, milk production as a support system to the farmers, and government support, which has somehow helped but not actually to the fullest. So the second wave of the pandemic has impacted the milk producers drastically. और फर्स्ट वेव की अगर बात करें पेंडेमिक की, एग्रीकल्चर एंड elite sector such as put up to the spectacular performance with annual growth of 3.2%. 4%, राइट। और सिर्फ एक मात्र सेक्टर थी जहाँ पे एनुअल ग्रोथ देखी गई थी, बट ऑल अदर सेक्टर हैज कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड टू नॉन लेस देन 7.2% ओवरऑल जीडीपी की अगर बात करूँ। सो द GVA from agriculture to the livestock sector has contributed 28% in 1920. So this is pre-pandemic, no, इससे पहले ये की जो डेटा है that is about the GVA 28%. नाउ लॉकडाउन इम्पैक्ट की अगर बात करें स्पेसिफिकली फॉर द डेयरी सेक्टर, सो ड्यूरिंग दिस पेंडेमिक जितने भी सेल्फ इम्पोज्ड बैन थे, सो द पीपल हैज रिजल्टेड व्हाट दे आर डूइंग टू डोर लिक्विड मिल्क वाज बीइंग सोल्ड to the urban areas as well as the rural area, forcing the farmer to sell entire produce to the dairy cooperative at much lower prices. So it was not possible, not feasible for the farmers to reach out each and every household, right? So what they did, they no, the dairy cooperatives, they better find another alternative that they should be selling all their milk produce to the dairy cooperative, and because of which they were getting the lower price, because when you sell something on a wholesale price, the profit margin decreases. So in February 2021 the union finance minister has also admitted कि जो milk producers हैं उनके unprecedented livelihood crisis उनके साथ चल रही है, and government would be definitely doing once the economy improve, but we cannot wait such long. This has to be done at the earliest. And the closure of the shops had cut down the demand of the milk. जिस तरह से खास करके essential products की अब तो basically चीज़ें खुली हुई है. Severe shortage of the food was there, and even that has led to the death of many animals, right? बहुत सारे ऐसे veterinary services थे जिसको avail नहीं करने के कारण people and basically I'm talking about the animal, they have died. So this was a time where the lockdown has severely impacted the sector, not only for the human being but also for the animals as well. So talking about India's productions, so apart from the population, this we can see we have 130 crore. This is the comparison with the other countries. So population 130 crore, the milk production is 180 metric tons, and the dairy farmers have 10 crores. Number of milch animals is 13.1 crores. Milk yield is 3.5 liters per day in every household. And percentage of products exported is negligible because the consumption is all over in India as well. The percentage of farmer share in the consumer price is 71%, and average number of milch animal per farm is 2, right? So this is a data, factual data, which you must know. It is not necessarily important that this could be asked in examination, but as an aspirant you should know these details. Now milk productions and support system की बात करें, so the growth rate was 6% per annum for the milk producing, which has a great support system to the farmer. However, जब नेचर ऑफ प्रोडक्शंस की बात की जाए, सेल इन द मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोड्यूसर इज हाईली सब्सिटेबल, एंड इवन माइनर शॉक्स जो हैं वो मिल्क प्रोड्यूसर्स को, जो भी ऐसे लोग जो मिल्क डेयरी सेक्टर से जुड़े हुए हैं उनको बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट करती है, उनके इनकम्स पे और जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट है उन पे भी इम्पैक्ट होती है, राइट? सो दिस इज द रिजल्ट बिकॉज ऑफ विच मेनी पीपल हु वर एसोसिएटेड विद द डेयरी सेक्टर वर इन ह्यूज लॉस. So through the value of milk production overweights the combined value of the output of wheat and rice in India. So this is again an important point. जो इनकी weight है वो rice और wheat से भी ज़्यादा हो जाती है, and this is no official estimate has been done for the cost of production and minimum support price for the milk. So we have the minimum support price for wheat and rice, but there's no minimum support price for milk. So this is something which government should consider. Now government supports की अगर बात करें, so dairy farmer have been included in the किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड प्रोग्राम, एंड आउट ऑफ 1.5 करोड़ फार्मर्स जो कि 230 मिल्क यूनियन के साथ मिलकर काम करते हैं, उसमें से वन फोर्थ ऑफ द फार्मर हैव अवेल द बेनिफिट, और बहुत लोग ऐसे भी हैं जिनको बेनिफिट्स नहीं मिल पाई है. सो देयर इज अ जीरो रिस्क स्कीम फ्रॉम द बैंक टू द डेयरी कोऑपरेटिव विच वुड डिडक्ट लोन इंस्टॉलमेंट from the sale proceeds. जितने भी उनके सेल होंगे accordingly monthly they can make a repayment, but this profit and this facility is being availed by very less farmers. Now अगर बात करें डेयरिंग की, that was brought under the मनरेगा. इसको मनरेगा के अंदर लाया गया था to compensate the farmer with income losses, right? So the dairy sector, the work which was done by the people would be considered as a work under मनरेगा. However, budgetary allocations की अगर बात करें 2021-2022 में, so this was curtailed by 34.5%. We have seen the reductions in the final allocation of the Manrega. So again, this would not give as much as money as well as livelihood that was actually been anticipated. So the dairy farmer need to have a stable market, better pricing for a liquid milk, affordable, uninterrupted supply of feed, and a reliable veterinary service is the need of the hour. If these things can be improved, then the sector can revive slowly, but the government has to intervene to make a system more sustainable and robust. Now coming to the MCQs question of the day, before I proceed with the questions, let me just tell you the answers of yesterday questions. The answers for first question is C, and for the second question the answer is B. So consider the following statement with regards to inner line permit system, and ILP is issued by the Union Ministry of Home Affairs. The system focused on today's in Northeast, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. So what you have to do, you have to choose the correct option, most suitable option, and write that in the comment section down below. Second, consider the following statement about the COVAX program. COVAX program is led by the Vaccine Alliance Gavi and the World Health Organization and the Coalition of Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. And the aim of this program is to ensure equitable distribution of COVID vaccine globally. So these two statements is again something which is very important for your current affairs section, and COVAX program is something which is expected to be there in the paper. So make sure you know each and everything about the COVAX program. So this was all about the daily news analysis followed by the questions answer. If you have any other concern, do let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.